Let there be an effortlessness, but again, that attention and acceptance, just one breath at a time. Take a moment to feel the weight in the back of the skull resting on the earth or wherever it's resting, and gently coax a little lengthening like you're trying to draw the crown of your head back towards the front doors that you came in through. Take a big breath in. Go ahead and activate the legs as well as you feel this sense of lengthening from the toes and the feet to the crown of the head. On the exhalation, soften everything. We'll begin to walk our feet in towards our hips, and if you're lifted on a bolster, just kind of roll to one side and push the bolster away. And as you land on your back body with your feet drawn in, we'll begin with a bit of a bridge pose. So first find your footing with the soles of the feet and then begin to press the hips towards the sky with a nice ease. Wiggle into the soles of the feet, maybe lift one heel at a time. Then dig into the heels and lift the toes and the balls of the feet. See if you could say hi to your hamstrings. With a slow roll, come all the way back down to meet the earth. Invite both knees into the chest. Go ahead and take your palms and grab onto each kneecap. Open your knees wide and then circle them away from you and pull them back towards the chest. Take a few of these and maybe activate the feet or keep them soft, up to you. And after a few, once you land back with the knees towards the chest, circle them the other direction. Knees away from the body, take them back in. Circle them again a couple more times. The next time the feet drop away from you, let them drop all the way down to the earth and open your knees wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. Let the hands cactus by your sides, but the elbows staying maybe just a touch below the shoulders. Press the backs of the arms into the earth just a bit. Slide the hands up, still keeping the cactusy nature of them until they frame your head and you grab each elbow above your head. Press your elbows into your hands, wiggle your shoulder blades into your back. Press a little bit into the soles of the feet, just feeling that nice exaggerated curve of the low back. And with an exhalation, slowly pull the knees back together. Reach your hands towards the sky as the knees travel back to the chest, and you give yourself a nice tight squeeze and any kind of rocking through the back of the body that the body craves. Begin to hug yourself and navigate a little rock and a roll or any way you want to get up to seated. And we're going to flip all the way over to hands and knees when we arrive. So when you arrive, get in that table. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Find the knees and the shins and the tops of the feet on the earth. Maybe even flap them a little bit. And then inhaling the crown of the head and the tailbone towards the sky. Not so much schlumpy style, but with a nice stretchiness across the chest, the belly. And then flow into that cat and continue with your breath to move as you like. Add any other movements and wiggles the body once, maybe the tailbone swiveling, maybe even a full side-to-side movement or a forward and back. The toes can remain flat or you can curl them under, you decide. And then in your own sweet time, take it to a child's pose and allow the body to descend. You can always keep the hips high. The hands can of course, navigate to where they'd like to be as well. And again, allow yourself that wonderful gift of surrender, of rest. Arriving in the breath here, nowhere else. Feel the expansive quality of the breath. Again, like a water, like a liquid flowing unimpeded. As you grip with all 10 fingers, rise back to the table. And from the table, begin to curl the toes under, hover the knees, and instead of the down dog, let's kind of wiggle back into a high plank first. And kind of find that sweet sense of holding your beautiful body up. Broad through the shoulders, strong in the legs, the belly, and the breath. Begin to bend the knees again, and now we'll navigate to that down dog. There might be a little shift of the planting of the feet and the hands, but just exploring, not with any particular target, just feeling it out. Lift up the heels, bend the knees, and return to the plank again. Kind of unfurl yourself. There might be some wiggling to get to where the body wants to be, not muscling or being aggressive, just being curious. And once again, bend the knees, rise to the down dog, feeling the weight of yourself with a bit of awe in this awesome body that our breath, our life force is contained within. Inhale the left leg to the sky, feel that nice length through the left side body, add a roll of the ankle, a bend of the knee, a stack of the hip if you'd like. Exhale the knee to the nose like a cheetah, re-extend. Exhale the knee to the nose like a cheetah, re-extend. This third time we're gonna consider stepping the foot through inside the left hand, which sometimes is a little challenging, so you're always welcome to drop down the back knee to get there. Once there, turn your gaze towards Orange Avenue, take the left hand high, reach towards the ceiling, say hello to your hip. The exhale takes us back down to the earth. Step back to your high plank, coming home again to that space. This time, instead of the down dog, let's hover and hold and slowly descend with a control down all the way to the belly. Once we meet, unfurl the feet and let the hands drizzle down by the hips. On an inhale, rise the head, the hands, the tush stays down, pardon me, unless you're magic and can levitate. But look around, feel that sense of kind of floating like you were in liquid. Invite a little more effort if you want, but most importantly, feel that breath, and we'll take about 2 more. On the exhalation, come all the way down, drag the hands back underneath the shoulders, press to the table and take it all the way back to a child's pose. In the child's pose, arms can stay out in front of you, slide down by the hips, or come together and fold over your head if you prefer. Again, settle in, notice the just tiny uptick of the heart rate, smoothing out again. And as always, just attention and acceptance, that one breath at a time. While we're down here, slide the hands out in front of you again, walk them over to the left for just a moment to get a little deep stretch with the right side body, drawing a little back to the right, maybe bumping the hips over the heel. Big breath in, final grip, loosen it, dive to the center and all the way across, switching out sides. Shake the noggin if you want. Find that easy, beautiful breath. Hands dive back to the center. Inhale with a buoyant breath, rise back to the table. Insert a cow and a cat if you like. And once you feel nice and stable, again, we're gonna take it to the high plank. So hover the shins, kind of slide the feet back, returning to that high plank, or walk the hands forward just to get enough space to be in sort of the mountain way. Let the knees bend and begin to press back, navigating that down dog transition, meaning high plank to down dog, kind of backwards. Shake out the noggin. We'll return again to the high plank, lift up the heels, bend the knees, and then again, smooth out that high plank without the aggressiveness, but sort of the, how can I even out the effort in my body? Once again, back to the down dog. This time, we'll hang in the cozy cave a little longer. and breathe the right foot to the sky. Point flex, roll the ankle, bend the knee, stack open the hip as you like. Exhale, knee to the nose in the cheetah way, re-extend. Exhale, knee to the nose, a cheetah again, re-extend. The third time, we're gonna pull that foot through to the inside of our right foot, find a low lunge, and pull the right hand to the sky like we're trying to touch the ceiling. You can linger for a little longer, take your time, look around, and with the exhale, both hands frame your foot. Step in that right foot back to the high plank again. From the high plank, once again, draw the elbows back hard forward. This time we lower again, and we'll stay here for just a moment to flatten the feet and find that first cobra, sphinx, or upward facing dog of your choice. Take on 2 more with a careful descent on the exhale. Ride your way back up on the inhale. And 1 more time. Each time that nice sense of lengthening through the back of the body. Back to the table, and this time, instead of a full child's pose, come down to your forearms first and turn it into a little bit more of a heart melting pose, or what we call puppy dog pose. So the hips stay high, the knees can be right underneath the hips or a little wide. Just giving the hips a little more space, a little more openness for the pelvis. If it feels a little intense on the shoulders, bend the elbows a lot. And just let that hammocky sense of the back of the body, that nice cool and calmness, slide down from the tailbone all the way to the heart, kind of like a pooling. Begin to lift the gaze. We're gonna ride our breath across our bellies long and low and flow up to down dog. From the belly, inhale to a cobra, a sphinx, and upward facing dog. Exhale to a high plank or table, your choice. Press to down dog. Pedal out the feet, shake out the noggin, find your footing. Inhale the left leg to the sky again. Exhale the knee across to the opposite elbow, tap and twist, re-extend. Exhale, knee to same side elbow, a little high on the armpit, re-extend. Exhale, knee to the nose, round tuck and curl, re-extend, and simply lower your foot to the ground. Second side of that, bring the other leg to the sky, right foot or whichever one you didn't do. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow, tap and twist, re-extend. Exhale, knee to same side tricep, re-extend. Exhale, knee to the nose, round tuck or curl, re-extend. Lower the foot to the earth. Take a moment to just settle into the down dog. Maybe lift up the heel of each hand to make sure you're not dumping into it, using the grip of the finger pads. Bend each knee just to feel that you're not locking out your legs, you're being kind to the body. Begin to lift up the heels, roll to the balls of the feet, lift the gaze, hover the knees, and hop, step, or jump your feet to a forward fold and hang. First time here, ragdoll. Cradle the arms, let them drop down, do whatever the body wants. Just let the body decompress the brain to all layers. Arms drizzle down to the earth, a soft bend in the knees. Let the hands find the shins, halfway lift like a wave. Exhale, fold. Twice more, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Third time, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and reverse swan dive all the way to standing. We made it all the way to the sky. Thank you, Lord. Once we come to the top of our mountain, circle your hands all the way back down, and let's meet in a little chair pose. We'll kind of slide those shoulders back, play with maybe lifting the hands or rolling the wrists. Sweep both hands out in front of us. The left hand's going to continue back and into a twist facing the left side of the room. Perfect. Slide down the right arm to the outer knee or thigh as the left hand rises. With the exhalation, swing the left hand across to meet the right knee or thigh. We're going to wrap those hands together in an eagle. First, exhale into the fold with those eagle arms hanging, feeling the weight in the back of the body. Then return to the chair with the eagle arms. Get the head above the heart. And we're going to take up that right foot with us, one-legged mountain with eagle arms. wobbly like I am. Let's cross over into that eagle. Remember, you can always ditch the legs. You don't have to have them. It's a little warm. It gets a little claustrophobic, so don't panic. To let it go, rise back up, release the leg, kick back to a warrior 3 if possible, and if it's not possible, don't worry, touch down the toes. We're headed to warrior 1. Touch down the toes when you're ready. Rise up and let the hands unravel. Let them go wide like a T, and then circle the hands back to the sky, really lift. Slice back towards the front of the room. Pivot to the ball of the foot as the right hand comes down. Slide that right foot back to returning to the low lunge. Exhale, both hands to the earth. Step the left foot back to three-legged dog. With the exhale, slide to a high plank. Option to hover your left leg just for fun and see how that goes. On the exhale, come down to the belly. Inhale to the cobra, sphinxer up dog. Head home to down dog. Pedal it out, just kind of say hi, look around, breathe. Rise up the heels, hover the knees, lift the gaze, shift your weight forward, and consider hopping, stepping, jumping back to the fold. This time give yourself a little hug down here. Maybe that's cradling the arms again. Maybe it's hugging the legs with your hands on the heels, the ankles, or whatever you like. Shake the head a little bit, soften, but allow the shoulders to continue to move away from the ears. Hands slide around to the front, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Twice more like a wave. Press the earth away, rise. Exhale, fold. Third time, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and reverse swan dive to standing again. This time, keep the grasp up here and interlace, release index fingers, biceps in by the ears, and come up and over towards Orange Avenue, maybe a little bump of the hips to the right. Maybe look up towards the sky. The inhale takes us back through to the center. Let the hands go, circle them back down again in the chair. Slide the hands forward, hover the heels for a moment. And with the exhale, let's lay down the heels and let the hands fly back. Twice more with your breath, kind of like you're lifting a weight. And then exhale, carefully lowering. Last time the breath lifts as the hands rise, and maybe we sit, and maybe we wobble, and maybe we fall, and who really cares? And then we rise. Exhale, heels down, pull down, cactus those arms with a sweet heart opening back bend. Rise up the hands, let them meet with funky grip. Index fingers release. Maybe pull the toes to touch and come up and over when you're ready. To the other side, you can always readjust, back up. You do you. I trust that you will listen to your body. The inhale takes us back up. The exhale takes us back down to chair pose, flying chair. On the inhale, both hands sweep forward. We'll continue to swim the right hand behind us into that twist, facing the right side. So settle in for a moment. Exhale the left arm down to the outer near thigh as the right arm rises to the sky. With the exhale, the right arm swings forward and across to meet the left knee. Go ahead and wrap into that eagle. Lift your gaze for a moment. Exhale, forward fold. Let the eagle wings kind of pull and open the back of the body gently. Bend the knees, return to the chair, eagle, and then rising up. This time we take our left leg with us. Cross on over. Sit on here and fall over like me if you want. Don't get too attached. Let the shoulders settle into the back. Don't think too much about it. Probably don't look at me. I'm a little wobbly. And know that when it's dark like this, it is wobblier when you're not doing this in a bright space. To let it go, carefully return standing leg, one-legged mountain. On the left side, we kick back and consider flying. And when you need to land, land. Find your warrior one base. Not so graceful tonight. That's me. Open up the arms and let them kind of settle, like big, wide open, you're hugging. Inhale the arms up overhead. Begin to slide forward. Begin to drop down the left hand as the left foot pivots, and we transition back to that low lunge twist on the right side. Exhale, both hands to the earth. Step that right foot back to the sky, three-legged down dog. Exhale to the high plank. Maybe let that right foot hover on the way. Lower down through, let the leg now meet the earth for your up dog. Exhale and return to down dog on the inhale. Pedal it out, shake out the noggin. Feel where you can remind the body to unclinch. Still effort, of course, to hold the body in space, but not in the clinchy way. Sync movement and breath, and with an inhale, lift up the heels. Exhale, knees bend, lift the gaze. When you're ready, travel on whatever breath you want back to the forward fold. Exhale into the fold, maybe a hug or a hang, your choice. Tuck the chin with a little exaggerated cat-like spine. Then rise up the hands behind you and clasp them together so the fist is reaching towards the sky. On the inhale, begin to roll up to standing like somebody's pulling that fist. And when the body gets upright, the fist goes down. Get really vertical without cranking the shoulders back. And when you've firmed up those legs, consider the back bend with the bind and let the fist drop down and the heart open up. Up to you how you want to let that shape show up. When you're ready, let the arms unfurl. Return to chair pose. This time a prayer. Maybe even think about what it is tonight and pull it to your heart center. Take a prayer chair twist towards origami. Stay low. Maybe open up the arms if you're feeling it. Up to you. With the exhalation, both hands meet. Look down at the toes. We're gonna stay anchored in the left foot. Lift the right heel. Consider lifting the whole foot and stepping or sliding it all the way back to a low lunge with this little anchored twist in our prayer. Drop down the back knee to start, and then kind of firm up your connection. Stay as you are if you'd like, or lift the knee away again and feel that strong heel rising. Maybe look up towards the ceiling like you're pushing the crown of your head back. Maybe open up the arms as the right fingertips come towards the earth and the left to the sky. All right, we're gonna get a little bit tricky here and work our legs just a bit. So here we are. Once we've got our base, let's see about lifting up. So open up the arms, and yes, I'm not so good at this one either. So feel out the legs, we won't be here long. On the inhale, let's take both hands forward and lengthen the legs. On the exhale, bend the knees just one more time into that twist facing me. Perfect. On the inhale, rise up and pivot to star pose, facing the other side of the room. Perfect. Star pose. On the exhale, sit down on your horse. Goddess arms. Let's take them to our heart and sit a little lower and just maybe feel the heart rate rising just a bit. Not trying to force it to rise, but just notice that you keep the breath nice and smooth. From here, lift up the heels if possible, and then rise back to the star with the heels lifted. Begin to pivot on the ball of the right foot and the heel of the left as we return to warrior two. God bless you, Kelly. Reverse your warrior two. Come on back. Swing the left arm in front of you. Reach to the front of the room, forearm to thigh. Spin the right arm up and overhead. With the inhale, dive all the way up. Reverse Trikonasana. Spin the left hand in front and begin to slip and slide on your mat. Some days are slippy slidey days. And then traverse that real estate to land. Trikonasana first side. A little lunging is welcome, really anything you feel like. Then begin to lift up and walk your hands all the way back around to the front where we started. Pivot. Again with that twisty lunge towards Orange Avenue. On the exhale, both hands meet the earth. Drop down the right knee, slide to a half split. Flex the toes towards your face. The blocks are also there to help you if you need a little more support. On the inhale, slide back to the low lunge. Keep the right knee down. Lift up the hands, Anjaneyasana. Big hearted stretch to the sky. With the exhale, hands come back to the heart. We return where we started. Twisty chair is where we're headed, so don't think too much about it. First, get grounded here. Begin to curl the toes under on your extended leg. Lift the knee away. Don't get, force yourself in any way. You don't have to come back the way we came. Looking down at your left toes will help. Begin to maybe slide the foot forward. Consider just a little lift, a little flight time. Maybe it'll be a nanosecond. Maybe it's not so pretty. Who cares? Come back. And as you exhale, forward fold and drizzle down. Open up the feet a little wider. Soften the knees and just let the body sway side to side, pendulum style. Just kind of feeling that maybe slight difference in each side with wide openness, no judgment. Heel toe the feet to where they support you. Ride a breath halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana, exhale, fold again. Twice more, halfway, like you're lifting a weight, exhale, fold. Third time halfway, exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, two standing. Let the hands meet at the top and interlace them, curl them inside out with a nice ease. And an easy dip over towards the left, maybe bend the elbows and re-extend. Look around as you like. Inhale back to the center before we go to side two. Grab onto the skull. Press your head back as you lift it up. Take it down with the bind. Hands stay on the head if you're comfortable with that. Knees bend as you feel that gentle grip. Slightly perhaps offering a little more opening through the back of the body. Bend the knees. Either lose the grip on the head or keep it there as a gentle weight to lift up the body. Roll back up to standing, let the hands unfurl, let them go, and then fuse them back together with a funky grip, different way, curl them inside out. Take it over to the right. Add a slight bend in the elbows, a really intentional grounding through the feet. Inhale, breathe your way back to the center. Hands on the noggin again as we lift the skull and press back. The inhale takes us up, not all the way down this time. Hands release, chair pose. Pull your prayer from the sky and take it to your heart center. Big breath in takes us to a twist on the opposite side. Elbow to outer near thigh. Palms can open and reach in opposite directions if you want for a moment. Return to the chair twist with the hands at the heart. Let your gaze drop towards the feet, grounding there. Right foot's gonna stay grounded, left heel lifts as you step or slide the foot back to the low lunge. Take a moment to maybe dip down the left knee and sort of find that sweet bind that works best for you. Then peel the knee away as you can. Open up the arms as you can. And on the inhale, we'll lift the chest up so we're vertical again, facing the right side of the room. On the inhale, the right hand comes towards the front of the space. We lift. On the exhale, we head back to that double lunge twist. Hold it for a moment, not your breath. On the inhale, we're gonna come all the way up and open to star pose. Facing the other side. Perfect. And then from our star pose, back to our goddess. This time in our goddess, let's take our hands on our head and not with a forceful pushing back. Just kind of feel it out as you try to stay super upright. Notice where you're clinching and gripping, try to soften. And again, anything I tell you is just an option. Let's lift one heel for fun. and lower it down, lift the other heel for fun. Lower it down, lift both heels, let go of the head so you're not sort of, unless you want to hold on. And then we rise up again. Oh, star pose on the heels if possible. On the exhale, find the earth underneath you, pivot on the heel of the left foot, on the heel on the right too, I guess, warrior two. So kind of settle into that. With an exhale, we'll reverse. Inhale the right arm across, reaching towards the front of our space, and come into extended side angle. From here, maybe a circle if you want it. Then we'll dive all the way up to reverse Trikonasana. And from here, Trikonasana. Take your time to kind of wiggle in, see if you're a little too widespread in the base. You can soften your knee, you can use a block, and you can always back off and come back in. Lengthen through the crown of the head, stay anchored in the feet and the breath, more importantly. And add any movements that you feel like. Exhale, pulls the hands down inside the right foot, and we're gonna pivot on the heel to find that wide angle forward fold, second side. Drop down in, or layer on a bind, a little side to side movement, or anything that you like. Oh. When you're ready from here, begin to lift up your gaze and pivot back around to the low lunge facing the front of the room. Keeping the left hand on the earth, rise up the right hand to the twist again. With the exhale, both hands frame your foot. Dip down the left knee, slide back to the half split with that nice, easy, just checking things out. Use blocks if you'd like. Don't force the body, but do awaken the sole of the right foot. Roll back to the low lunge, and as we stay low, let's lift the chest high, Anjaneyasana. And with the exhale, palms come together and we return to that twisty space where we started. So take a moment to just hang here rather than jumping ahead. There is a point of leverage, but don't crank yourself into the twist. Just kind of feel it out. Heart is long, spine is long. Begin to consider the toes curled under as the knee lifts away from the earth on that left leg. Shifting your weight a little bit more into the right foot, consider lifting the left leg, and maybe it's for a second. Pull it or drag it in to the prayer twist. Exhale, forward fold. Shake out, cradle, move. Tuck the chin again, bend the knees a lot, and roll up to standing. Pull the hands all the way up and overhead. And when they come together this time, grab onto the right wrist with the left bracelet and just gently open up and pull. We're gonna do a little kind of, feels like flash fancy move. Just reach your hands over, and then we're gonna bend the knees and kind of swirl around and come all the way back up. Exhale, back bend. Press back up. Now we'll take it to the other side, right wrist grabs left, and don't think too much about the flash fancy move. It's kind of just like around the world. Let go, soften the knees, and carefully just kind of like guide your hands across and down. All the way back. With an exhale, back bend of your choice. Inhale, press the hands to the sky, come to your chair. Cool. All right. Find your roots. We're gonna play with a little bit of balancing. We've done a little bit, let's do a little bit more. Hands to heart. Traditional tree, taking the left foot up with you to start. Maybe open up the knee, and honestly, it doesn't matter which foot. That foot can come to the inside of your calf, to the heel, to the inner thigh. You pick. And perhaps, your hands can be anywhere. Sometimes I like to even put them on my hips just to see that I kind of got my hips side by side. Come to the heart, lift up, you decide. But enjoy. Trees are really fun. Grounded and floating and lifted, receiving light, what you need. All right, we're going to transform our tree to a little standing floor bow. I'm sorry, standing bow. So foot kicks back, knees still bent. Grab from the inside or outside. Begin to rise up the right hand. Kick your foot into your hand just as much as you're reaching with your right hand to the front of the room. Good sounds. Oh, I love it. Keep the breath moving. Beautiful suspension bridges, you guys. And in your own time, when you're ready, carefully unravel. Cradle the arms kind of softly and just bend over to the right with that little stretch through that side of the body without forcing. Inhale back to the center. Reach the hands up overhead, swan dive down like you're diving into a tropical lagoon. And just hang. Heel toe the feet a little wide here again to offer what you need. Maybe it's a pendulum swing. Maybe it's a little squattiness or some binding. Heel toe the feet back to where they support you. We're gonna swan dive all the way up to standing again. Circle the palms to meet, insert back bend of your choice. I'm gonna take on just a nice big old banana style. With the exhale, pull your prayer to your heart center, return to chair pose to play with that little balancing fun on the second side. Heart is reaching forward, feet are grounded, begin to press the earth away, taking the right foot with you. Open up as you like, take your time, kind of feeling out the branch and let it land where you want, or where it will. And falling out, getting back in. Again, your hands can be anywhere. They can kind of touch the body, which can be informative or make you fall over. They can extend and open to receive. Your gaze can lift a bit towards the ceiling, not looking up, but where maybe the wall meets the ceiling. Finding a little more space in the neck, the brow. When you're ready, pull the palms back together, return the branch, and then turn into your bow pulling pose. So grab onto the top of the foot, the knees begin together, and then kicking into the hand, equal and simultaneously, reaching kind of right between your eyes or to the hairline. Again, kicking and reaching, reaching and kicking, kicking and reaching, reaching and kicking, kicking. And when you're ready to let it go, just gently release. Fold the arms however you want, kind of let them relax. And gently kind of bow over towards the left side. Not crunchy, but easy. Inhale back to the center, let the hands go. Swan dive. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to heel toe the feet together if they're not already there. Lift up the heels and round tuck and curl into a little ball. Just kind of get cozy down here. Let the chin tuck in towards the chest. Then lower the heels. We're gonna press back up, hips rise, and walk the feet back to a down dog. Pedal out the feet. If you want to insert a chaturanga here, you're more than welcome. We're setting up for pigeon, so from a down dog, ultimately, so if you're happy in the dog, stay there and look around. From the dog, when ready, breathe the left leg to the sky. Take it across to the opposite elbow to start and hold it just for a little, look how strong you are. Drag it to the nose and hold it, not your breath. Finally to the same side, trisect for another couple beats before you lay down your shin for pigeon first side. Take your time to find your base, find a bolster block. If I can bring you something, even a folded blanket, don't be shy. I'm gonna go ahead and close the door now. Just because for sound and stuff. You guys settle in and let your body kind of drip, drip, maybe with sweat, maybe just with that feeling of your top of the body, which in this case is the back body, kind of dripping down and cooling in the front of the body. Gravity. Feel the breath pulse and move without effort but ease. And again, recognize the places and spaces where you can continue to unclench the body. Perhaps roll the head gently side to side, feeling a movement and ease trickle down from the head down each vertebrae one by one. And as you come back to the breath, begin to slowly rise up the chest. Lift up the gaze, a little up dog. Then return with a nice groundedness, spreading out the palms, curl the toes under. Take it all the way back to that three-legged dog if you'd like for that full extension or the bend or the stack or the flip. Home again to down dog when you're ready. Chaturanga if you like. And any piece of it. Nobody says you have to do everything. Remember, yoga's your buffet. Rise up the right foot to the sky. Exhale the knee across to the opposite elbow for a little hold. Take it to the nose for another hold. And finally, the same side tricep for a bit of a hold. Then slowly let gravity take over as you land and slide and wiggle. Take your time to come on down and rest on the earth. And again, allow yourself to just be. No effort, but ease. Perhaps that little wiggle of the head that you want, pointing or flexing the toes, and then kind of watch the ripples that begin to be made when the body awakens and then softens again. Notice your attention and where it is. Accept what's here, like the clouds in the sky, like a parachute coming down to the earth, landing in whatever shape it will, and begin again. Begin to feel the arms on the earth and gently press the body away. Notice what has to sort of come together to do that. Lift your gaze up. Find a nice big open-hearted gaze at the sky. Return to the earth as you ground and find that strength and foundation to fly your pigeon wing again. Right foot to the sky. Again, the extension, the bend, the stack, the flip, whatever the heck you feel like you choose. Come home again, and if another chaturanga is in there and you want it or something else, feel free. We're going to meet in a table. So meet me there, add a nice, easy, organic movement, whether it be a straight up cow and a cat, a pelvic roll, a whatever, even kind of holding whatever side you choose. We've got time. Let's take on a little threaded needle. That always feels so good. Left hand rises. Exhale, thread the needle through. Lay down on the shoulder, the temple. Reach the hand away from you. Walk the right hand towards the top of your mat. And just kind of settle in. We're at the end of our practice, so less efforting. Maybe the knees even get a little wider. The feet are soft. Imagine a little support system, almost like a band around your hip flexors that was gently drawn back towards the back of the room, holding you up, or towards the ceiling, and then a little band around your shoulders tethered towards the front of the room in a very gentle way, offering expansion and support. Begin to let the right hand retract back in front of your face and unravel. Meet in a child's pose. Let the hips drop back to the heels. We're here for just a moment. Begin to lift the gaze, return to table. Anything you need to do to establish that table, and when you're ready, rise with the right hands. Again, not a lot of effort, end of our practice. We're just easing in, coasting into Shavasana. So thread the needle second side, lean into the earth, ear on the ground. Just settle in. No particular shape you need to be in. Let the shape just show up in the body. Breath is your guide. Not thinking about it, just letting it sort of form itself again like clouds in the sky. Feel those tethers holding up your hips, finding expansiveness and support. If the left hand is dragged out in front of you, slide it back and begin to unravel. Take both hands to meet the earth. We're gonna roll back to our tush, and sometimes rolling back doesn't work, so roll back how you need to. Let the legs unfurl out in front of you. You've already got your cool towel behind you at the corner if you want it now. Rise up your hands. Just a really quick surrender, Paschimottanasana, letting go. Maybe even an audible or just an opened mouth exhalation here. Emptying out just a little more deeply, but again, not forcing the body. Inhale, lift, drag the hands up behind the knees. Pull the knees in for your hug. Lift up the arms nice and wide of you and wrap yourself up with love and attention. Curl in as tightly as you'd like and give yourself exactly what you need. A hug for you, from you, to you. Tell yourself you love yourself. And layer on any and all hugs you miss giving and receiving. You of all people deserve that, of course, always. When you're ready to let it go, unravel. And if you want that last little core, you can hover your boat. You could make it into a little low boat. You can do anything you feel like if you want that last little whoosh. But you don't have to. You may have already done a million things today, and you may just not need it. So you do you. And when you're ready, descend and surrender on the earth. Let your body spread out and pool. Gently drag the left knee in. Grab onto the shin or behind the thigh. Pull it in nice and snug towards your armpit for a moment. Maybe reach through the sole of the right foot as you do. Then carefully guide your knee across your body. You may like to jump the hips, or bump the hips, I should say, a little bit back towards the left side of the room as you roll on over. Make the shape, or allow the body to make the shape. Here for just a few more breaths. Don't rush it. Settle in, yielding, yielding, yielding. Awaken that left leg and drag it back across the chest over towards the left armpit. And then plant both feet on the ground for a little bridge pose in between sides. Lift up the hips, lengthen through the tailbone towards the front of the room. Hands find the earth or even the heels or even one another underneath you as the heart lifts and the neck lengthens. Couple more breaths. Begin to let the hands unravel and the spine unravel to the earth. Drag the right knee in, left leg long. Hug the knee in snug towards your armpit, either across the shin or underneath. Flex through the sole of the left foot just to find that nice, full, yummy, not only stretch that wind removing pose. Then begin to travel that, navigate I should say, into your twist. The hips can slide a little bit over to the right as you draw the bent knee over towards the left. Never forcing the spine or any part of the body. Let the gaze drift towards the right. Head is heavy. As you come back to that breath, very gently roll your way home. One final stretch. Feet extend towards the top. Arms extend in the other direction. Reach and lengthen like two of your favorite people in the whole wide universe are pulling you apart. Hug the knees in, final time, happy baby pose, legs to the sky, shoulder stand. You decide. And then let it go. You've got your cool towel on the top right corner of your mat. So feel free to grab it and settle in. Welcome back. You've returned. Thanks for returning to your natural state of peace and calm. Know that you have done so through your own practice, your own efforts of attention and acceptance, one breath at a time. Welcome back to peace and calm. Continue to fill and continue to empty, one breath at a time. No effort, no only ease. Empty out. Let go. If you haven't yet already, discard, unencumber of anything you don't need. Worries, stress, negative thoughts, fear, doubt, whatever you may be carrying, whether you know it or not. And with that buoyancy and lightness, as the breath fills, you know that you're already whole and complete and enough, and a source of this peace, calm, joy, resilience and hope, strength, compassion, kindness, generosity, light, but most of all, love. Love for yourself is where it all begins, and therefore for one another. And the reminder that you're perfect just as you are in this breath and in every breath. longer. Come back to where we started, just with your breath and the awareness of it inside your body. As the thread, the anchor, sort of the answer of coming back to this state of peace and calm anytime, anywhere you need to. Just notice again and be reminded that you know how to do this. And of course, yoga certainly helps, any kind of body movement, attention, but anywhere, anytime. So begin to awaken the body really kindly, maybe hug in or stretch out, and maybe lean over to one side into a fetal pose, another yummy gesture of grounding, of kind of hugging in, of attention and acceptance. As we lean into the earth, gratitude to her and a promise to take care of her, all connected by her. Send out that positive vibe to someone you'd like to lift up tonight. Then lift yourselves up in any time you want and any shape you want to be in. Lord, it got dark, didn't it? Does anybody feel like fall arrived with a bang? Hands to heart, look up, send out gratitude for whatever comes to mind or heart, and then look inward at your beautiful body and heart and say thank you to you. What a gift, Kelly and Catherine, you've given yourselves and me and everybody else by showing up tonight. Swim your hands out to the sides and we'll seal it in with our left breath. Before you seal it, send out any extra positive vibes you've got to go where they're needed most and receive all you need. Plant them, take them in, and then finally allow me to offer you my humble thanks and blessings. Namaste, ladies. Of course, it's been a pleasure as always. And Catherine, I forgot to say, headstand. You could do the headstand anytime. In fact, I should have prompted you the second side of that prasarita. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's always a good time
Yeah.
when we're doing that. A lot of time,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's a great time to do it.
Yeah.
Because you can just kind of walk your feet back and sort of play with it. So remember, anytime in my class and anybody's class, just feel free to
Thank you.
go there. And and if you want to have that blanket, you can always grab one from the closet too, or ask me for it.
I was like so slick on my mat tonight with my blanket. Like usually that towel doesn't do that, but I wasn't sweaty enough. Like,